Welcome back to Code 2 Car, the channel where we take a deep dive into the latest and most exciting vehicles shaping the future of the automotive world. Today, we're going to spend some serious time with the 2026 Ford Puma Gen-E, Ford's bold step into the next generation of compact electric crossovers. Over the next 25 minutes, we'll take you through everything you need to know, from design, performance, technology, driving impressions, practicality, charging, and how it stacks up against rivals. So, let's get into it. First impressions really matter, and the 2026 Ford Puma Gen-E makes one right away. This isn't just an electrified version of the old Puma. Ford has completely rethought what this model should be in an electric age. The front end is cleaner, more aerodynamic, with slimmer LED headlights and a closed-off grille that gives it a modern, EV-focused identity. You also notice the subtle sculpting along the sides, with aerodynamic lines that aren't overly aggressive but still sporty. At the back, the Puma Gen-E gets a wider stance, a full-width LED light bar, and a sleek tailgate design. It feels urban, stylish, and youthful, which makes sense since Ford is clearly targeting a new generation of drivers who want practicality but don't want to compromise on looks. Let's talk about dimensions for a moment. The Puma Gen-E sits in the subcompact SUV category, but Ford has stretched it slightly compared to the outgoing model. This allows for better interior space while still being city-friendly. You can still maneuver it easily in tight spaces, but inside, you're getting more legroom and cargo capacity, something customers really wanted in the Puma lineup. Now moving under the hood, or in this case, under the floor. The Puma Gen-E rides on Ford's new small EV platform, which it shares with a few other upcoming electric models. This means it comes with a flat battery pack integrated into the floor for a low center of gravity. There are a couple of powertrain options. The entry model gives you around 180 horsepower and front-wheel drive, great for efficiency and daily driving. Then there's a higher trim pushing closer to 250 horsepower, with optional all-wheel drive. That version is the one enthusiasts are likely to go for, since it gives you more punch for highway merging and more grip in poor weather conditions. Battery size is another important factor. Ford is expected to offer the Puma Gen-E with two options, a standard pack delivering around 250 miles of range, and an extended range version capable of up to 325 miles on a single charge, depending on driving conditions. That's pretty competitive with rivals like the Hyundai Kona Electric, Kia Niro EV, and even some smaller Volkswagen ID models. For most drivers, that's more than enough to cover weekly commutes and still have juice left for weekend getaways. Charging is equally important, and Ford knows it. The Puma Gen-E supports both AC home charging and DC fast charging. On a typical 11 kilowatt home wall box, you're looking at about 7 to 8 hours for a full charge, basically overnight. But at a high-power DC charger, you can boost the battery from 10 to 80% in around 30 minutes. That's quick enough to top up while grabbing coffee or lunch on a road trip. Plus, Ford is continuing to expand partnerships for charging networks, so you'll have plenty of options across Europe and other markets. Sliding into the cabin, the Ford Puma Gen-E feels like a step up in quality and design compared to its predecessor. You're greeted with a clean, modern dashboard dominated by a large central touchscreen. This is Ford's latest SWNC infotainment system, now running a new interface optimized for EVs. It's fast, intuitive, and supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The digital driver's display is equally impressive, showing you range, battery health, navigation, and even real-time efficiency coaching. Ford has put emphasis on sustainable materials in the interior as well. You'll find recycled fabrics on the seats, eco-friendly trims, and yet the cabin doesn't feel cheap. Instead, it feels forward-thinking. Comfort is good too. The front seats are supportive, with available heating and ventilation, and the driving position is slightly raised to give you that crossover feel. Rear seat space has improved as well, meaning adults can sit comfortably without feeling cramped. Cargo space is another highlight. Thanks to the electric platform, Ford was able to optimize the boot area, giving you more usable space than the old Puma. Plus, the famous Megabox returns. That deep underfloor storage compartment that's waterproof and perfect for carrying muddy boots, sports equipment, or even groceries you want to keep separate. It's little touches like this that make the Puma Gen-E practical for everyday use. Let's get behind the wheel. Driving the 2026 Ford Puma Gen-E is a refined experience. Electric powertrains are naturally quiet, and Ford has tuned this one to be smooth and predictable. Acceleration is instant, especially in the higher-powered trims. You won't be pinned to your seat like in a Mustang Mach-E GT, but for a compact SUV, the performance is more than lively enough. 0 to 60 happens in under 7 seconds on the stronger variant, which makes it fun without being overwhelming. Handling is another pleasant surprise. The low center of gravity from the battery pack helps the Puma Gen-E feel planted in corners. Steering is responsive, and there's just enough feedback to give you confidence. Around the city, it feels nimble and easy to park, while on the highway, it stays stable and composed. Ford has clearly worked hard to balance sportiness with comfort here. Regenerative braking is also customizable. You can set it to a light mode for a more traditional driving feel, or crank it up to allow for near one-pedal driving. That means you can slow the car significantly just by lifting off the accelerator, capturing energy back into the battery. It's convenient once you get used to it and adds to efficiency. Safety and driver assistance tech are abundant. The Puma Gen-E comes standard with Ford Co-Pilot 360, including adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, automatic emergency braking, and more. Higher trims add features like a 360-degree camera, automated parking, and enhanced highway driving assist. These systems make the Puma Gen-E not just modern but genuinely future-ready. Now, how does it compare to its rivals? Well, against the Hyundai Kona Electric, the Puma Gen-E brings a fresher design and a more engaging driving character. Compared to the Kia Niro EV, it feels sportier and a little more youthful. Against Volkswagen's ID.3 or ID.4, it holds its own with competitive range and a more practical interior layout. It's clear Ford is positioning this as a strong alternative in the hotly contested compact EV crossover market. Pricing is always the big question. While Ford hasn't announced official numbers yet, expectations are that the base Puma Gen-E will start around the equivalent of $35,000, with higher trims reaching closer to $45,000. That keeps it accessible for young professionals, families, and eco-conscious drivers who don't want to overspend on a luxury badge but still want a premium experience. Living with the Puma Gen-E day-to-day should be straightforward. With app-based controls, you can precondition the cabin, schedule charging, and even monitor your car remotely. Over-the-air updates will keep the software fresh, adding features over time. And Ford's warranty and service packages give peace of mind, especially as EV technology continues to evolve. After spending time with the 2026 Ford Puma Gen-E, it's clear Ford has done their homework. This isn't just a box-ticking electric crossover, it's stylish, practical, fun to drive, and packed with modern tech. For anyone considering their first EV, or even those looking to upgrade from an earlier electric model, the Puma Gen-E deserves a serious look. It combines efficiency, personality, and usability in a way that feels authentic and forward-thinking. So, what do you think about the new Ford Puma Gen-E? Does it have what it takes to compete in the growing EV crossover market? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation. That's it for today's deep dive. If you enjoyed this 25-minute look at Ford's latest EV, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Code 2 Car for more in-depth car reviews and walkarounds, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss our future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.